Acknowledge there's a particular woman who none of this would be happening without. Right now, well, I'm just going to pause for a moment. This may seem rude, but can we just settle down back there? Just quiet a little bit back there. Thank you, I appreciate it. Well, that didn't work. Hello, everyone. Everyone in the house. Can I get your attention over here, please? Over here. Over here. Morella, come on. All right. I want to get your attention because there is an incredible human being that I need to acknowledge, and her name was Ziza, and she was Sky Andrews' mother, who made lots of black pudding so that she could raise an incredible Olympian who would one day bring together CEOs, Doms, Lords, an incredible person like Dom Mary Berry, into a room like this to connect with each other and see how they could change people's lives. So let's give an incredible hand of applause, not just to Sky Andrew, but to his late mother who gave him this vision. Now, when I talk about being a humanitarian in the world today is more than just going out there and donating money. Being a humanitarian is being an activist. Being a humanitarian is being someone that recognizes your potential and your power of influence in this world. And the amazing fact is, every single one of you in this room has that potential. In fact, it is not a choice as to whether you have influence. It is a fact as to whether you own that influence. So if you happen to have a cell phone, if you happen to have a bank account, if you happen to have an education, you are among some of the most empowered people that have ever walked this earth. And the question I want to ask you tonight is, what do you want to do with it? That is the challenge that all of us are facing today in this world. Globalization has brought us together in terms of economics, in terms of the environment, in terms of society and human rights. And how we navigate that together, how we work together as a whole to embrace ourselves and to lift each other up is the question right now at this moment in time. Because believe me, people will look back at this moment, this very moment in time, and say it was them. It was every one of you in this room and every one of us alive in the earth today. And they will look back and say, this is when things change. They either change for the better or they change for the worse. But the potential each of you has to change the direction of this world lies in the choices we make, not just in politics, but in how we do business. In fact, if you actually look at the facts, the majority of the money in the world is held in private hands, not in nonprofits, not in countries. It's held within corporations and within individuals. So how are we going to address the challenges of this world today? Feed the people that need to be fed, empower those who have no voice, and how are we going to follow the example of someone like Sky's mother, Zizi, and who helped invest in a life and lifted him up to the top to be as accomplished as he is. In my own life, I was born in Mexico City. I was born with a hearing loss. I've learned how to speak because people invested in me and taught me how to say things like crown and crayon, even though I can't necessarily hear the difference. Today I've spoken at TED Talks, I've spoken at the House of Lords, I've spoken in the White House and at the United Nations because someone believed in me. That is the challenge I ask each of you. If you are capable of being in your position of power, then the question is, who are you not to invest in somebody else? Who are you not to open up a door? Because when you open up a door in that person's life, you change the world. So I'm not here to tell you what to believe, how to believe it, what to do with your life, but I am here to challenge you. I'm here to challenge you to take on the full responsibility of what it means to be a human being in this 21st century. Because you are the future of this world. There is nothing less, nothing more powerful. There is nothing that you can think of that you cannot do in this world if you work with each other, if you lift each other up. So challenge yourselves, lift someone up, open that door, and take the time to recognize the human being that you pass by on the street that's asking for help. Recognize in your neighbor, recognize in the person that you work with beside in business. You go down the hallway, you see a young person, and you don't notice them because they're just doing the tiny little paperwork. Look at them and recognize that you are once that person. How can you make the difference in this world? Thank you.